Welcome back to the Morning Brief right here on Channels Television. We did tell you that Sheila and Libianca are in the building, as they say it in the entertainment industry. So you just saw that particular video. Well, let's get straight to the conversation because we're itching to talk to them. Joining us on the Morning Brief, Libianca.
Good morning, good morning.
Musician, entertainer. What else should I add to your name?
Queen.
Diva.
Right.
That's more accurate.
That sounds more like it.
Yeah.
All right, and also Sheila, your description, there's a lot to you. There's a lot to you, but let's just call you an entertainment mogul. Is that fine by you? Or?
I'll take that.
Oh, it's right. Oh.
Thank you. I'll take that. Yeah.
But you're a lot behind the scene, pushing this work to make sure that everybody who we see and hear blazing the trail across the country and around the world gets to have their sound amplified as much as possible. So that's Sheila, executive in our own right. So thank you both for coming on the Morning Brief.
Thanks for having us.
Bianca, your journey has been quite. Takaido was telling me, he called my attention to the fact that you were on the, is it The Voice?
Yeah, The Voice in America.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
It was like 2021.
2021?
Yeah, so about like almost 3 years ago.
How far did you go in that competition?
I made it all the way to live playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when like I sang the Doja Cat song. I was like, oh yeah, this is a
This is a winning song.
Yeah. I came out that night. I was like, yeah, tonight is the night. Like I'm gonna do this.
And Libianca, the report is that you chose what's his name now, Kelly Shelton, to coach you over Ariana Grande and all the other big names. Why? That's something, right?
Yeah, I chose Blake because, like, it was also, one, it was a prayer. You know, I had to talk to God like, yo, like, at the end of the day, I can't make any decision on my own. Just lead me. And so he led me through strategy. Like, Ariana's team is full of, like, the high belters, and they're, like, really high in the range, and people love that. The crowd loves to hear a high note and all of that. Me, I'm a low girl, so I need to go where I'm going to stand out. I can't go where they will just kick me off the next distance. I have to be on, like, a team where I can last longer. And not only that, but where the exposure can be best on me. Like, I can make sure that I can, you know, portray my talents.
Go ahead.
It's all yours.
Why are you guys so excited? Okay, Kayo.
Okay, we have so many questions.
Yes.
So I saw you performing Everything Billie Eilish's song.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And the way you went from the low to the highs, and it was like your voice was auto-tuned. So my wife and I watched the video, and we're like, this lady has to win the show. And you did win out, and our TV was endangered because I was
Look, when I tell you the way you were mad, me too, I was mad. That's yeah, because that morning, when I was getting up, preparing to warm up and everything, my manager was on the phone, like, girl, I had a dream. I had a dream. I saw confetti falling, everything. I'm like, oh, I'm winning this. I know I'm winning this. God told me that I'm winning it. But that night, I got eliminated. I said, whoa, like, wow, it's okay, no problem.
This will happen.
Okay. So that over time, you know, you see, there's a reason for everything. So
Sheila, maybe we'll come to you. You know, a lot of people don't see the guys behind the scene who are really pushing the boundaries for us. And sometimes you wonder, what does it really take? Because it's easy. People want to blow. Quickly. But people like you have some kind of a kit for them to say, to get this far, you need to do this and do that. You worked with, when we saw your resume, you worked with, I don't know, maybe I'll ask you, who haven't you worked with? Because that's more like it. So how do you navigate all of this? How do you spot people to say, this is a star person? I need to work with this individual.
It depends on what I'm doing. You know, obviously my background is I'm a booking agent. That's how I started from a very young age with Star Mega Jam and inviting all the superstars that came to Nigeria back in the days. I was a teenager at that time. And we started from Shaggy to everybody, to Usher. You know, we just started doing Mega Jam. And then, so if I'm working as a booking agent, it's really what the country or the brand wants that we go and book. But when I'm working as Sheila or the radio personality, it's really about the music. It's about what I hear. It's about the gift that I think God has given me, where I can spot a hit or a miss. you know, and with radio, then I just use that to drive me. And when I feel strongly about an artist, I just keep pushing. We put it on rotational play, because in the US, it's kind of hard. They will play the same song over and over again, and it gets frustrating. But with us in Afro Zones, which is the only Afrobeat show in the US that's nationally syndicated, we break new music. So they be playing Libianca, and we played Libianca a year ago. And then iHeart is just waking up, and I'm like, okay, well
Good
done.
morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Where were you?
Where were you? They keep playing Rema's Calm Down. I'm sure even Rema is like, stop. You know what I mean? You know, and I'm thinking like Rema has more songs, you know, Libianca has more songs. There's a lot more to push it out for the industry to keep striving and growing. And I think that's my call. That's what I've been doing. And when I joined the Grammys, you know, it was like, okay, all right, big boys now, Grammy Awards, okay, you know, because of course I'm part of the Mogul Awards in London. So when I joined the Grammys, it was like, okay, we gotta keep pushing Afrobeats. We gotta be on the main stage. We gotta perform on the main stage. Shout out to Burna, performing February 4th on the main stage in LA, you know. So we just keep pushing. I just keep pushing. That's all I keep doing. And I have a strong team behind me, and trust me, people paved the way for me. I am just doing my part to just take us to the next level and just keep my legacy going.
So how challenging is it, because you talked about they coming late to the party, how challenging is it to be that gateway in an environment that maybe that's not the style of music? Thank God we have what we have today, you know, in terms of Afrobeat.
Yes. How challenging? I mean, to be honest with you, at first it was really hostile. Sorry, America, it was. As in, when I used to do my radio show in Chicago on Power 92, thank you to Power 92 for giving us a spot, they had to walk me to my car after my show.
Whoa.
I had people phoning the station saying, take this crap off the air. What are you playing, you Africans and all that? You know, not in a bad way. It's just really, you don't know. It's really ignorance, right? Because it was all about trap at that time. But I knew this music was good. I was coming from England. I grew up in England. I was born in Lagos. Come on now, Surulere. It's in my blood.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, so I knew what I was pushing was strong. I knew like just having a DJ played every now and then, or one radio show play 1 or 2 songs wasn't going to cut it. I knew we had to have a full-blown Afrobeat show. So we kept pushing, and thank God for the station. They believed in the dream, and they kept us on, and now they can't get enough of me.
You know, I told you we're going to have some, you know, female energy in the room today.
That's right.
So let's talk about the acceptability of Afrobeat, particularly in the West. You know, flowing from the story that you've just shared, powerful one. What's it like beyond the African American, African British society? You know, beyond those clubs where you find predominantly Africans, is it being accepted across cultural divides as well in these Western communities?
The answer is in 2 phases, yeah. I'll first say yes, because shout out to all the guys that are selling out stadiums. Libianca has a show, people gonna pack out. They're gonna come for Libby. They're gonna come see her. You know, she's gonna sell it out. You know, shout out to Burna, who'll be doing 80,000. David, Wiz, Thames. I don't want to just leave anyone's name out, because I don't want to offend any of my people, because we're one family and we stick together. You know, we stick together. But we're selling out arenas now. You know, so that shows the music is being accepted. It just shows the genre's going to another level. It just shows that we're following the trajectory of hip hop. You know, it shows that we're growing and it's being accepted. However, on the radio side, I'll be very honest with you, I still have problems getting some PDs, you know, program directors to take Afro Zones on their shows. They're still worried. They're still thinking, are we a phase? Are we going to be like dance hall? You know how it is? Like, there was a time dance hall was so everywhere. And then all of a sudden, like, what happened to dance hall? Dance hall's still there. It's fused into Afro beats, you know, but we don't want that to happen. We want Afro beats to really keep going the way hip hop is going. So it's 2-phase really. So you still have the production, the PDs who don't want to really play it on radio that much, or they will feel safe. I'm gonna play Essence till the Essence rolls off. While Thames has moved on to other things. I'm gonna play people. Libianca's got tons and tons of songs, you know, that she has right now. Congrats to her. She also got nominated for the Brit Awards. And it was announced yesterday.
Congratulations, Libianca.
So I think it's only fair to come to Libby.
Yeah. No, that's me, Libby.
That's you, right?
You,
So Libianca is I was going to sneak in, you know. But let's talk about you. There's so much history behind you as well. You're Cameroonian American. Am I correct?
Yes.
I just thought of Nigeria.
A lot of people.
Bamenda.
I know, because our accents are similar.
You actually sound Nigerian right now.
Yeah.
Because our accents are similar. Like if you go to Cameroon, like I think with the pidgin you'll be able to hear like a little bit of the differences, but when we're speaking English,
I hear the Cameroonian tone. I can identify it anyway, but I'll tell you the backstory afterwards.
So speak to us. You were in Ghana recently. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Now you have to answer this question, which you probably answered already.
Please let it not be jollof question.
Cameroonian jollof, Ghanaian jollof, Nigerian jollof. I'm sure you've tasted all of them.
Yes.
and let's be very clear, you're in Nigeria.
No pressure.
You're in Nigeria.
I've learned that the best thing to do is to mind your business. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this one. No.
So wait, you don't like Nigerian jollof?
Everything is special. Everything is special. Everything.
You've had to give up the accent. Everything is special.
Everything is good. Like
it's okay. I don't want to get you in trouble.
Don't get me in trouble.
We love our jollof.
Please.
But we're gonna play against Cameroon on Saturday. Nigeria, Cameroon.
Sheila
get you one way or the other.
Libianca, right?
Nice to Libianca.
We'll talk about your career, what you're doing next, but I just want to take this out of the way. We're playing against Cameroon on Saturday, round of 16. You're supporting us, right?
This is what I think. I think God is in control.
Thank you, Libianca.
All right. But let's talk about what you're working on. People, over 250 million views on YouTube and counting.
Yeah.
Again, when I saw that video, I was like, thank goodness. This is just a perfect way to celebrate the Libianca we thought was going to win The Voice America. So maybe talk us through that song, the experience that made you sing that song, and then we'll talk about your new project, because I know you're working on big things.
So, off of listening to it, you can understand that, I'm talking about like experience in depression, in, mental health, and all of it happened in real time. So the night before I posted it was the night that I recorded it. So mind you, I am depressed during this whole time.
Fresh.
Yes, it was very fresh. So with everything going on, it's like, oh my gosh, like biggest dreams coming true, things are happening, like things are finally moving really quickly. And then it didn't take away the fact I was still depressed, right? So I think the song on its own, my job is to create, and the songs, they do what they do. And people was like, I don't know, I think it stepped out in its own way to show that we are all human beings. Like in Afrobeats, yes, like we show how strong we are. We talk about our resilience. We talk about, happiness. We talk about a lot of things, but we can also talk about these things. We can talk about the things that, sometimes it's not really comfortable to like address on like a Sunday morning or something. So I don't know, the song just did what it did for everyone, and I'm very appreciative that at least it could touch at least one person in the world.
Well, almost 1 billion people with the streams and video watching. So what are you working on now? I've seen some videos on your social media.
Yes.
I've seen some work you're doing, and I'm like, hey, Libianca is coming up another 1 billion view music. So walk us through. A lot of people will also want to know, what are you doing in Nigeria? So maybe there's some sort of intersection with that and what you're working on next.
So for one, I'm here because this is one of like the hubs where like I have a lot of fans, and it's only right to come sometimes and show that, hey guys, I'm here, I love you guys.
First time in Nigeria.
You know what I mean? It's my first time ever. It's surprising too, because Cameroon is like a neighbor.
What is your first time in Nigeria?
Yes, my first time ever.
Really?
Yes.
Welcome.
And your song has been on rotation across what?
Thank you so much. The traffic is something else.
Wow.
I really, traffic is really, really hot. But other than that, I've been enjoying myself. But overall, I'm not only here to, pay homage, but I'm here with my girl. So I'm here with my girl. We're here to have a good time and just show what we're about. That's it.
All right, just before we quickly go to, Jeffrey, before we go to Sheila, relatedly, and if you can do this in a very short time.
Yes.
Either it's people or Angel and Demon or Walk Away. It looks like your stories come from a deep place of personal experience.
Yes.
Can you share some of that with us?
Yes. So the EP that I just dropped, Angel Demon is one of the songs in there that is like the hardest to listen because it can trigger like things that people have experienced before, because you know I'm talking from experience, and it's not always easy to write from your experiences because you have to face yourself. Like I have to be able to accept even things about myself that I don't want to see. I have to do that in like to be able to talk about it for somebody to relate to it. So the EP is like a whole encapsulation of so many things that I've experienced. I'm like, you know what, I just want to release this, get it off my chest. I never spoke to anybody about these things, so I'm just going to use the music, talk about it, release it, and move on. So while all of that is going on, I'm in the process of creating all the music for my album. So while you know that drop is going on, I'm promoting and creating, and it's a fun experience so far.
All right, Sheila, let's come to you. Let's head to the Grammys. Big shout out to Nigerians for blazing the trail and all over the place. Ashake, David Doe, Burna Boy, Arista, and of course Tiger on that particular category. But when that announcement was made in Best African Music Performance, it came with mixed feelings for a lot of people. Some would say, oh, finally they gave us a space. Others are saying, look, our music is so big right now, don't box us into one space, into one category. We should be talking record of the year, song of the year, album of the year, not just box us, okay, Africans, line up this way, which is what, I don't know what your reaction is because you're with the Grammys.
I mean, I see it totally different because I had the same conversation with an artist, one of our major artists, and when it was announced around May, before they agreed to come to Nigeria to actually announce it, they're coming in tomorrow, and have this big party on Friday. I'll talk about that one later, but let's go back to when it was first announced. I had a conversation with an artist, and they said the same thing, like, look at me now, I'm big. Why am I in a box? And my answer was very simple. First and foremost, Africa is the biggest continent. It should be an honor to be a best African anything. That's one. Let's not even forget the first world. They say we're third world, but no, we were the first world. Even Egypt, it started with Africa, right? So being the best African as a category, to me, is an honor in its own right. You got to be somewhere. However, there are other categories as well at the Grammys. Say, for example, you have, let's use Burna again, right? Because he has 4 nominations. But it's not only Best African. He has other categories within the Grammys. So he's even best, I think, hip-hop or something. He's in hip-hop. Hello. But but people don't know Burna used to rap from back in the days in South Africa when he was there as a kid and all that. So we're not in a box. It just gives others an opportunity. Look at it this way. A lot of the artists that are now nominated this year, do you think they would have actually been nominated for the Grammys so soon in their careers? Let's be honest. The answer is no. Because we were all under best global performance. Yeah. The globe is big. There's someone in Lebanon, Russia, Egypt. I can go on, Romania. You know what I mean? In fact, what am I talking about? Let's give it to Yusundo, Miriam Makeba. Let's give it to Angela Kijo. Let's give it to all these guys. And then the young guys are coming and they're so fresh. And they're wondering who's going to nominate
Sheila, another argument could be that, like in gospel category, where we have from 51 to 55, 5 categories, some of them are saying the beginner, given the fact that Afrobeat has exploded the way it has, maybe the beginning shouldn't just be one category of best African music performance. Maybe we could have had like 4 or 5 categories, separate African music as much as possible.
At the Grammys.
That's what I'm trying to say.
How? No. Because to be honest, say for example, even before the Grammys did this, I'm glad they did. Mogul was the first one. The Mogul Awards in London, if you guys know the musical Black Origin, Mogul was the first to have the best African act category. Then I think Billboards, I think MTV, of course, and all the others, they now have this category. It's really music from that continent. It's really, because if not, how would we be recognized? This best Latina. Latinos are not complaining, and I think they even have more population than we do. You know what I mean? However, let's say Bad Bunny now, for example. He could be nominated for Best Latina, but he could also be nominated for Best R&B. So the sound is different. Thames isn't on the Best African. You know what I mean? The one she won was with Drake and with Future, because of the voice and what she did with that particular song. I just feel like I just want to be called to a room. I want to be on a table, because then their money is triple, quadruple. You know what I mean? Like, if once they get that Grammy nod, You know, most of the award nods. Like now, if anybody calls me now for Libianca, I'm sorry for you. I'll tell you about the Brit Awards. I'll tell you about the BET. I'll tell you about all the gongs that she's picked up. So award shows give some kind of prestige to the talent. And trust me, whether they want to call it best African, best whatever it is, it's just we're being called to the table. The world is so big, and it's our style of music. So for me, I should think we should all take it as an honor, because it doesn't just put us in that box.
But Sheila, let's be honest. In the coming years, won't the introduction of this category restrict African acts to just that category for nomination?
Are we going to ever be record of the year, album of the year, song of the year, new artist of the year?
Yes, I just gave you an example.
As an artist, not being featured.
No.
Libianca being in that category.
It is very possible, because that's why the Grammys has the Black Music Collective. The Black Music Collective was formed in the Grammys to make sure that Black people are heard, are seen, and can perform. Remember the year that, people forget this, that I'll give this shout out to Wiz. Remember with the year he told BET he wasn't going to come because he was sick and tired of, they don't let us perform on the main stage. Yeah. And the year after that, David won, and David was on the main stage, you know? So it's growing, and we're not in that box. Like I give you an example, Burna has 4 nominations. So it adds more. So now tomorrow, I don't know, give me Victoria, give me a young artist.
But within the Black African Music Collective, you still have the Jay-Z's of this world, you still have the core African American performers. So that's competition.
No, we're all black now. How's the competition? No, we're all black. It's how will I put it? It's like how African Americans sometimes want to separate themselves from Africans. I think it's such a crazy thing. We're all black. Yeah. We're all from Africa. It just happened that slave trade happened, and some of us moved there, and some of us were here. But we're all still slaves. Even us that were here, we're still being enslaved by our own people. You know what I mean? So it's still the same thing.
That's a very important conversation, and I like the fact that this is going beyond music.
Right.
Music can be a tool, really, for awareness, governance, and the rest. And for what it's worth, the African population is way more than the Latin America and Caribbean population.
Yes, let's fix that.
1.4 billion. Compared to 600 million. But absolutely, the point you made is important. You're saying that let's progress from here. We're not where we used to be. We're doing great right now, and we'll do better as the days go by. But the question then will naturally be, are we getting the appropriate piece of the pie? Some say we're not getting enough. Some say, you know what, let's just bake our own pie. Right, let's just open our own bakery and make our own pie. So I wonder how you view that conversation, because we know how much money is made from Afrobeats, the entertainment industry, you know, collectively, and we know what comes to the artists, not to talk of the producers and the rest. You see those figures. Do you think we're doing? Is the cup how full
is
or
Libianca
half
making
empty?
Enough money?
Thank you very much. You know what? Is Libianca making enough money? I think let's just bring it home, because it's a very important part of the conversation.
Okay, I mean, I'll let Lieb speak about the money part for Libianca, but for the industry part, you know, no money's ever enough, right? You know, they say, like Kanye says, you know, you sleep when you die, right? You keep working, you keep hustling, you keep going, you keep doing those deals, you know. I really think it's the individuals. You have to sign the right deals. The mistake the artists are making is they don't sign the right deals. They get deceived with here's a car, here's a Maybach, here's a flat, here's a this. It's all furnished for you. Labels giving that to you. Then they are now enslaved to the label. You have to earn, and you won't sleep till you pay them back their money and some. The record label industry is slavery, as far as I'm concerned. Sorry guys, but it's true. They are, you know, and that's why in today's world, I thank God for social media, thank God for digitalization and everything else. Thank God for companies like United Masters, who are teaching us to have our own masters, you know, and, you know, who are teaching us how to distribute individually and not depend only on the labels. So your poverty level or your growth level is really on you and the deals that you sign, because the deals are out there. There's some smart Afrobeat artists today that have refused to go abroad. They've kept it here.
And they're making
it here, and they're doing deals here. There's a label here in Nigeria that, you know, I know another US label came here and offered them about some 30-40 million or something to be a part of it. So there are deals happening, bro. It's just that you need to control your own destiny. Do not sign your soul to the devil. You do take your time, believe in your talent, like what Libianca is doing. Just be careful what you sign.
We need to talk about why you're in Nigeria.
Yes. Before we forget that, Libianca is going to sing for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we just hear that voice before we go.
Don't worry.
And in addition to that, Sheila, since you can recognize a hit from a miss, within that category, who's taking the Afro Performer Award home? So while you're answering all of that, please do that as well.
Stay safe.
No,
Really?
This is a very simple answer. The Lord I serve, the God Almighty, Allah, God, will choose the winner on that day.
Amen.
So, why are you in Nigeria, by the way? He was asking that.
We're in Nigeria. Shout out to Nigerian Breweries. Shout out to Heineken. We're in Nigeria because we're here for the Afrozone's pre-Grammy party. Part of the things that Afrozone's, the radio show that I work on, started doing was having these industry parties, bridging the gap. You know, we're here to celebrate the launch of this category. I mean, we're here last year and we're here again this year because you can only say first for the very first time. And it's taken Grammy 66 years for them to, trust me, it takes about 10 or 15 years to create a category at the Grammys. We did it in far less.
All right,
you with me? So that's a big deal.
Let's come to Libianca. 2 questions, because I have a mic. I know what this means. We came ready.
We came prepared.
For
Oh
you.
my goodness.
So I know you sing from a deep place, but what excites you?
What excites me?
But while you're doing that, hold the mic. so you forget. That's the idea. Hold the mic.
It actually fits.
Yeah.
Very funny.
What excites Libianca?
This may sound very boring, but books and experiencing life. I love to read. I love to read. I get some of my inspiration for my songs from books.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What are you reading now?
It's this book called The Little Sister, and it is like a psychological suspense book. Yeah.
All right. So it's been quite a ride. Sheila, Libianca, of course. Before we sign off, and you just, I don't know what you want. The mic is in your hands. Choose with it what thou wantest to do. That's King James for those who do Bible. All right.
So what do you want to hear, people?
Yeah.
Should we hear people?
Let's do this. Okay. I want to teach you a song.
Oh.
Okay. It's our song. Then you can do what you want to do.
Okay.
So the song goes, Ishe
Olúwa kò lè bàjẹ́ o. Iṣẹ́ Olúwa kò lè bàjẹ́. Where's our keyboardist?
It's okay. She's a keyboardist.
All right, let's go.
I forgot the rest of it.
No, bàjẹ́ o.
Iṣẹ́ Olúwa
Kò lè bàjẹ́ o.
So it's just twice.
Okay. Iṣẹ́ Olúwa kò lè bàjẹ́ o. Iṣẹ́ Olúwa kò lè bàjẹ́ o.
Oh, see the goosebumps.
Before we go, though, we want you guys to come out to the Grammy party, so we really hope we get to see you.
Absolutely.
Please do.
January 26th.
Absolutely.
Please, Father Heineken, so please come out.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Libianca.
You gotta do something first.
Sheila,
close the show.
We're gonna sign. Hold on. We're gonna close the show, and then you sing.
You sing us out.
We'll close the show, and then you sing us out.
Guess what? All of that you guys want and more is at the Pre-Grammy party.
Sharp
Not just.
As in, like the whole, like I'm talking full-on entertainment, full-on show. You get to see me.
Just give us an 30 seconds outro. Would that be too much to ask? 30 seconds outro.
Goodbye, the morning brief entertainment. Thank you for having me.
The Nigerian in Libianca just came out. Boom, boom.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Libianca, superstar singer, right there in Nigeria, the first time. Thank you for coming to the country, and we hope that you have the best of time whilst you're here. Sheila, the money mover.
Yeah.
How far?
The Afrozone queen.
How far?
The Surulere girl. From Surulere to Arizona.
To Chicago.
Right. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
For having us, really appreciate it.
All right, guys, that's it on the show. Thank you so much for your time, and of course, your usual company. I'm Jeffrey Uzoma.
Thank you for watching. Join us again, same time tomorrow. I am Bukola Koka.
I'm Kaya. Let's have a great day. Goodbye.